apprehensive a bit about him, but why hasn't he been playing him? I mean, and he's not played that much for Manchester City either.
No.
Is he carrying something that, he's not revealed yet?
No, I don't think so. I think it's about the shape of the team and what he wants to get out of that team. He's a very pragmatic manager, Gareth. He knows how to get out of a group. And if you look back over the last tournament, the Euros, the same noise was about Grealish.
Yeah.
And eventually Grealish found himself into the team. So he has to navigate his way out of the group. He does that well. England weren't brilliant against USA. In fact, there needs to be some improvements. But it's about getting out of the group.
Yeah.
And it depends what shape he'll play, because Walker's back today as well.
But it was almost as if Southgate, in the news conference afterwards, was pleased with the 0-0 and indicating that playing out the back was the good way to go. Cautious is good. I mean, he really needs to change that, doesn't he, against Wales and go in the attack and get as many goals as early as possible?
See, Ben, it's about getting out of the group. And if he needs a draw, which is what Wales have got to win. So
exactly.
the impetus is on them to come out and attack us, not the other way around. And Gareth, as I said, is a very pragmatic manager. He's a manager that will go into it with his eyes wide open, knowing what Wales are going to come at us with.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to win this game. Now, of course, we want to top the group. And I think as the game is, we're talking about a 90-minute game, the bench can clearly have a big impact on the way the game goes. So I think that Kane will start on the bench. I think we may well see him. But in terms of England, we don't need to go out and win this game. It's up to Wales to come onto us, which I'm hoping that will play into Southgate's hands.
We've got this skyline there of Doha. Paul Hawkins was saying it's getting a little cooler than it has been. But should we reflect that, these players are in the middle of a Premier season?
Yeah.
It is hot out there. They've been training. They've been playing. It's a difficult ask for them to go 100% for the full 90 minutes, or 99 minutes, or 100 minutes as the match has been getting to.
But I think that's why Gareth now is in a position where he can actually shuffle his pack. It wouldn't surprise me if there's 3, maybe 4 changes, because Walker's coming back in. If he wants to go into the next stage of the tournament and play a 3 at the back, we might find that today he does that. He might change his shape to get Walker in. Walker hasn't played for a good 6-7 weeks now with this injury that he's had. So he's fit now, available. Does he play Walker at right back, or does he play Walker at right-hand side of a 3? They're the questions that are going to remain unanswered until we get the team, as you said, at 6.
We have to balance freshness with stability. Does that actually mean rotation?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So he wants to make sure that we go into the last 16. It was slightly different in Russia when we played Belgium. We'd already qualified.
Yeah.
So we knew. We didn't know whether we were going to finish top or second in the group. Belgium beat us and we finished second. On this occasion, we know we've qualified almost. Mathematically, we still get knocked out, but we want to top the group.
Who would be a manager, eh? Well, on that very note, let's speak to someone who knows. Yes, Sam Allardyce. Big Sam is joining us. Sam Allardyce, thank you very much for your time here on GB News.
How are you?
Well, very well, discussing the big showdown at 7 and, does Kane start? Does Gareth Bale start? First of all, on Harry Kane, what would you do? Because there's a lot of comment in the papers about his ankle, that after 15 minutes it starts, ballooning up and so on, and there's, a long time to go if they make it through in the competition.
It's a very brave man that rests the captain and probably your leading goal scorer that won the Golden Boot. But it's the choices you need to make as the manager. If you are the manager, you need to make those brave choices. And only Gareth and Harry could know whether he's 100% fit or not. I have to say, towards the end of the game against the USA, he did look fatigued. He wasn't limping, but he did look fatigued, as well as many other players. So that would be the biggest decision of all he has to make, whether he decides to put him on and start and then make the substitution, or whether he decides to go with Callum Wilson and use Harry if he thinks he needs to. It's a big debate. The rest of the team could be changed and can be equally as good as the person who played in the last game. Whoever replaces him, for me, is equally as good. That's why England have the best squad in the World Cup.
Yeah, and clearly when we'll come and talk to you about Wales in a moment, but England have got that strength in depth in terms of the quality of players. But just on that note that you're talking about, how important is it to have a captain like just to glue the team together, never mind about their actual individual performance on the pitch?
Well, this squad, I think, has always showed a great togetherness. I think that since they've been together and grown together, both on and off the field, they've had a very good rapport between each other, and that's very, very important. And you've heard, Gary Neville, particularly in the past, talk about sometimes when they got together, that great team, it was a bit fractious on occasions. This doesn't seem to be the case with the England squad. They do seem to pull it all together and all push and pull in the same direction. So the backroom staff supporting them hopefully will be an energised performance tonight and a victory.
Yeah, well, we've just seen pictures of Gareth Bale and similar questions, of course, for Rob Page about what he does with Bale, bearing in mind his age and not, full fitness given the number of games he hasn't been able to play in. Is that the person that England should be fearing? That, again, he's a talisman for the team?
Absolutely. I think that he needs to be kept an eye on. I think he needs to go out there and shut him down whenever he receives the ball. He is the most dangerous man in possession in the Wales team. Of course, there is a big threat for England if Kiefer Moore plays. Aerially, if they're allowed to get balls in the box, he will cause the England defence lots of problems, as we've seen him do before, both with Bournemouth and with Wales. So that could be a particular area they need to take care of. But and of course, Ramsey's had a bit of stick as well. But these are quality players on the ball, and I think Wales will need some quality on the ball if they are to do anything against England.
Yeah, and one maybe forgiving some performances given the heat and the conditions out there, of course, which perhaps we forget. But we'll be asking everyone for their predictions. You, most of all, with all your expertise, what's the scoreline going to be, you reckon?
I'm doing 3-1 for England.
Oh, right. OK. Well, we shall hold you to that. But thank you very much indeed for joining us here in GB News. Enjoy the match. Thanks very much for your time.
Absolute pleasure.